Please be seated. Okay. I have been updated by my clerk as to the status of Dr. Stankus, and I was just advised that it might be past 2:30, and so Mr. Kading, could you give the court an update, please?
Yes, I spoke with her 30 seconds ago. She said her, what do we call those? GPS is telling her 2:45 she'll be here.
All right. And have the parties discussed when she will continue her testimony?
Yes, if we do not complete today, she would be available Tuesday.
At what time?
That's unclear, but morning would be preferable. She is leaving in the evening again on Tuesday, so Tuesday morning.
All right. And Ms. Stone, obviously you're just receiving this information as it relates to what you have planned for your witnesses next week. It seems hard for me to believe we're going to finish her testimony today when we were concerned about finishing her testimony if we started at 2:15, but of course we'll still see. As it relates to the potential of Tuesday for the continuation of the testimony?
Your Honor, Ms. So and I spent most of the lunch, or a good portion, not the most, we spent a good portion of the lunch trying to rearrange doctor schedules based on this, because we have a number, Dr. Parliament, Dr. Gilbert, and Dr. Kim around their schedules. We rearranged that anticipating either a Friday or potentially a first thing Monday. We were not anticipating a Tuesday, so we've already made some rearrangements. Tuesday is problematic. I think she could complete on Tuesday, but I don't think she could complete necessarily first thing in the morning on Tuesday, because we have other people that have a tight timeline that we're working through. So I can tell the court that I did talk to the jail over lunch. I understand that Friday, I'm being told, is not available for Dr. Stankus. I will tell the court I did talk to the jail over the lunch to see if the jail would be able to accommodate trial on Friday afternoon, and whether I should start canceling and moving other things around. Sergeant Dalton indicated that they would be able to make that work. There were no other hearings at the courthouse Friday afternoon, so they would be able to make that work. That would be the state's preference. If Monday is not an option that is available, I obviously would like to not interrupt either the cross-examination, and I understand that this is a contingency plan only. Would like to not interrupt the cross-examination, but I would also like to not interrupt the state's witnesses that we have now rescheduled multiple times due to Dr. Stankus. And I'm not casting aspersions by any means on Dr. Stankus or Mr. Kading. I will tell you the state is frustrated by the scheduling.
Why can we not proceed tomorrow afternoon?
My understanding is she's flying back to Nevada tonight. She's coming in scheduled to fly out at 6 o'clock tonight.
So I don't know that, well, let's see where we get, but I don't know that the court is willing to accommodate that. Where her schedule is already being accommodated. She was supposed to testify at 1:30 today. That was actually set long before I was involved in this case. And then she indicated she wasn't coming, and then she said, okay, I'll come. And I recognize she didn't control what happened to her flight this morning, but no one should be shocked, frankly, that a flight out of Las Vegas was canceled or delayed. And so if we do not conclude her testimony, I would like to look at continuing her testimony tomorrow. I have a hearing at 11 o'clock tomorrow. I will move that hearing to a different time so that she could testify in the morning after my civil calendar is over, and have an afternoon flight back to where she's going back to. But I think it causes a lot of problems if we don't conclude her testimony. So just like that to be something that is looked at. And I recognize, Mr. Kading, I'm giving you this information and that you will speak to the witness, and I recognize that you did not create the scheduling issues.
And Your Honor, prior to you coming in, we did talk a little bit about some of the doctors they had that were scheduled for Tuesday. They thought might be better on Monday anyway, so I don't know. It's not a cast in stone, I think, that their witnesses would prefer to testify on Tuesday.
It's not that, we scheduled them around based on the availability. So for example, Dr. Parliament is working a 24-hour shift all day on Monday, which is why he has requested Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. because he will have been working for 24 hours straight on Monday in his capacity. We have moved Dr. Gilbert now multiple times, and she has a meeting now on Monday that she cannot miss. So we have had to relocate Dr. Gilbert. We've moved Dr. Kim multiple times now, and he has had to reschedule those patients multiple times based on this. And so we have tried to now accommodate Dr. Kim first thing in the morning. I think those are all reasonable requests from the state's doctors. We didn't create any of the scheduling conflicts. So all of those things, there have been a number of dominoes that the state has tried to respond to. I feel like the state has been very accommodating. And so it's not certainly a personal preference. They have patients that they are missing, and they have work that they have to be at. In contrast, and I'm not saying that Dr. Stankus doesn't, but it is a different scenario. And so for those reasons, I would ask that we do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, if that is an option that is available, because I think that creates the least amount of issues for the state's witnesses moving forward on Monday. We just spent the lunch hour relocating all of those people in the schedule to try and accommodate this issue. I am hopeful that none of those things are needed and we're able to do this we're able to get done. That's the state's hope, and that this is a non-issue. But in terms of a contingency plan, that would be the state's next request, would be a Friday. Although the court just got a note and that is concerning.
Also, the court has taken for granted, and I apologize, I did not check with the interpreters about their availability because they have been told their interpreting is Monday through Thursday. So I apologize for not asking. And I would inquire as to your availability on Friday.
Yes, Anna. So we will have only two interpreters for tomorrow, and me and Mr. Sadek, and we cleared Friday, and we were allowed to take any assignments and stuff. But if the court have this assignment, we can, with what we have, and accommodate that for the court. So it's not an issue for that.
Thank you very much. And I apologize, I did not ask sooner.
No worries, Anna.
Okay. So I received a note from corrections that they are only available in the afternoon. And I request that they speak with Sergeant Dalton about that. And again, I recognize we just still don't know, but we need to start planning now and not wait until the end of the day. I believe that I can recess my civil calendar at 10. I'm trying to do as early as possible so that the doctor could conclude her testimony and be able to get a timely flight out. So I believe that we could start at 10 a.m. So I'm telling corrections that so that they can tell that to Sergeant Dalton with a please check on that, Sergeant Dalton. And I will be in recess until I'm advised that the doctor is here. I am going to ask that the bailiffs advise the jury that they are not going to get a break, and so that they're prepared to come into court until the conclusion of the day. Thank you.
All right, court's in recess.